PR Connections Radio presents. This podcast is brought to you by NVisionU. NVisionU has discovered how to impact spirit, body, and soul with spray technology in just 30 seconds. With NVisionU, you can achieve optimal health and start living the life you have always dreamed of. Use the promo code NVisionU.com/VernDix to take control of your health naturally.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're hearing this podcast from. Welcome to my podcast, Prospering in Health and Wealth. My name is Werner Dixon. I'm with VM Enterprise, and I am wanting to have a discussion with you about health, wealth, and wellness, and talk about how they actually interrelate with each other and can create a better environment for you, create a better work environment for you, a life situation for you, particularly if you have your health and you can focus on generating your wealth. And I think we'd have a lot to have conversations about. If you're interested, hang around and get your friends and relatives on board. And so let's get underway. Thank you. Let's go. Hello. Happy almost Thanksgiving. Well, just happy Thanksgiving. And I hope you're probably not a lot of you out there today. You're probably on your way to visit your family if you're taking a trip by car, by boat, by train, by scooter, however you're getting there, So for the rest of you, I want to say glad you're here and you're finishing up the rest of your afternoon so that you can begin to participate in tomorrow's activity. So that's awesome. So thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. You know, for the last couple of shows, I've been talking about plastic waste and the health of our planet, and actually our health as well, but the health of our planet and what some people are doing in terms of that, in particular the plastics. And so there are some significant updates that have happened that I will get into probably at a later presentation, because there's some materials that I need to present to you that I don't have access to yet. So that is coming. But what I've been talking about is the plastic credits, which I've indicated that are the equivalent to the carbon credits. Carbon credits are for a manufacturing facility that's polluting the air. The plastic credits is for a different situation. Obviously, the plastic bottles and things that you use and that you discard. So there's a program that's being put in place. They've been actually working on it for the last 2 years, almost in terms of it really thinking about it, it's been almost 5 years. But in terms of things being in place, it's 2 or 3 years that they really started producing and getting things done and getting rid of some of the plastic. And so the more and more people are finding out about what's going on, and people like myself are trying to get the word out that this is available and there's an opportunity not only to clean your planet, but there's an opportunity for a financial process as well. And I'm losing my voice here, but the issue here is Corsair, the company that's introducing this entire process, is exploding. And when I say exploding, because NATO recognizes them, and they just got a letter from NATO saying that they recognize them and they're interested in the processes of what they're doing. And some other cities as well are looking at the opportunity. The other countries actually are looking at the opportunity. So what's happening is organizations are starting to line up to say, I'm next. And so those kind of things that are happening very rapidly. And so with that in mind, the information that I want to share today is about us starting a processing plant here in the U.S. The first one will be in New Orleans. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as we move forward. But look, there's let's talk about the issue at well. So there's a video can kind of kick this off again and kind of reintroduce the folks who haven't seen what's going on, to kind of give them an idea of what's going on. So I've got a video to see that.
Aside from our landfill and waste management operations, we have also built our plastic waste collection program, which today includes more than 150 collection points throughout the capital city of Bangkok. As a part of this process, Corsair works together with hospitals, shopping centers, hotels, apartment buildings, restaurants, even car dealerships, where we have installed our collection bins, where the staff and the tenants and the customers of these establishments can now separate their plastic waste into. This is extremely valuable, extremely efficient, because what happens here is that plastic waste no longer enters into a mixed stream, mixing up with all the food and dirt and everything else in the landfill, but instead we can isolate the plastic already at the source. We are extremely grateful and extremely happy about every single partner that has joined our plastic waste collection program here in Thailand, a program that we eventually foresee to happen and to be developed all over the world. Additionally to this program, we also work together with other waste management companies that would separate the plastic waste for us. In other words, they would now do the same work as we do at our landfills, where they separate the plastic and then prepare it for the plastic waste chemical recycling process. We also have a very exciting initiative called Catching Plastic. As a part of this process, Corsair works together with more than 100,000 Thai fishermen who, as part of their daily fishing work, unfortunately encounter a lot of plastic waste stuck in their nets. Without having another option available, they would typically throw all this plastic back into the water. But now, as a part of our collaboration, Corsair pays for the fishermen for every kilo of plastic that they collect and bring back to the shore. In this way, the fishermen are now able to earn an income by not only catching fish, but also from catching plastic. The projections are showing that by the year 2050, there is going to be more plastic waste in our oceans than fish. That's why this initiative is extremely important and something that we are looking to scale up and expand around the world. Last but not least, we are also extremely proud to have recently launched our very first of many more to come, Corsair Plastic Waste Collection Centers. In this initiative, we work together with a great organization here in Bangkok, Thailand, called Bangkok Community Health Foundation. As a result of this collaboration, we have launched our first Trash for Cash location, where people living in the Klong Toi slum, the largest slum area here in Thailand, including more than 140,000 residents, many of them living in poverty, are now able to bring their plastic waste to us and earn a cash payment for every single kilo. In other words, the people now living in the community are able to earn an extra income while selling their plastic garbage to Corsair and cleaning up their own community. Unfortunately, we see this happening all over the world. It is many times the poorest areas in the planet that are also the most polluted areas. Because if you are constantly struggling to provide food and shelter for your family, recycling is understandably not very high on your priority list. Our Trash for Cash process brings value for these people, where they are now able to earn an extra income while cleaning up their own community. We hope to be expanding this operation all over the world to every single community where help can be provided. Now, when first time in history, it's actually possible to put a financial value on this discarded plastic garbage.
Right there, that I think is the exciting part about this trash mess, this plastic trash mess, is setting up collection points. Because the process, and not only the collection points and paying people for collecting cash. I know we have some of that now for, bottles that you collect, and you can take them and get a few dollars for those as well. And so there's places around the country and around the city. When I say country, that's all over. But I'm familiar with here in Las Vegas, Nevada. There are locations that will take your bottles like that and other things that they can use as part of the recycling process and allow folks to earn some income. That's what I like about this as well. Plastic that's being thrown away, allow people to collect that, have a location where they can come back and make a few dollars by processing, turning that information, those products in, and having it processed at a facility. One of the issues is having collection points set up. Like I said, some of the dealerships and some of the locations around town, you can have these collection buckets and collect the trash, like they do in some of the other areas where you have trash collectors in different situations for rubbish, compost, and bottles of whatever. You have those kind of things, and so it would be awesome to have the type of facility to do something like that and pay people to collect and clean up the planet and get paid for it. Based on some of the information that I'm understanding from Corsair and what they're doing in terms of these facilities, it takes you can create about 150 jobs. Yeah, it indicated it was 150 jobs can be created in these processing environments, in addition to the equipment, those kind of things. But just people working in the environment, collecting, processing, cleaning the trash, putting it in the processors, and changing that old, dirty, disgusting plastic to something that's usable. In this case, it's pyrolysis oil. And right now, the biggest purchaser of pyrolysis oil is Shell Oil. And there are other companies starting to line up, and they want that too, because one of the things that's coming out in the US in particular is a requirement for producing plastic. There's a requirement now that you take 25 to 30% of the plastic that you're doing. It has to be from reprocessed old plastic. And so they are kind of leaning in that direction, but they don't have a process for cleaning it up. To show you what a facility looks like, maybe we can take a look at the inside of a processing facility so you can kind of see really what's going on there.
Now let's talk about the daily process of what we do here at Corsair and how the pyrolysis works. First of all, everything always begins with the raw material. For the last 5 years, Corsair has been managing a Thai government-owned landfill and waste management facility based in the city of Sa Kaeo. On this landfill, there has been more than 50 million kilos of mixed waste accumulating for the past 30 years. What we are doing is we are removing this many times decades-old plastic garbage out from the landfill, together with receiving on a daily basis new mixed waste coming from the local community. Unfortunately, the situation here in Southeast Asia is that there is very little any type of waste separation taking place at the source. This basically means that all the garbage goes into one garbage bin, which then gets collected by the garbage trucks and eventually dumped into the landfills. What we do is by using of both mechanical and manual sorting systems, we separate the plastics out from all of this mixed waste. Any remaining elements of metal or glass or paper is then being separated as well and provided for other recyclers, while we focus on the plastic that is then processed further to be ready for recycling. In order for us to produce the highest quality pyrolysis oil, we always want the plastic waste to be as dry and as clean as possible. Therefore, in order to avoid any residue, we often process the plastic by first washing it and then drying it. Now, once we have processed the plastic, it gets baled and eventually then loaded into the pyrolysis reactors. One individual reactor is typically able to hold as much as 8,000 to 9,000 kilos of plastic waste per a processing cycle or a batch. The processing cycle to convert this plastic waste into oil would typically take between 20 to 24 hours. During this time, we are able to convert this 1,000 kilo of plastic waste, for example, into as much as 900 liters of oil. But of course, if the plastic is wet or there is any other type of material like organic waste, food waste, or anything else there, we obviously cannot produce oil from, but it will add up on unnecessary waste.
You know, in terms of doing that collection, as it showed in this video, they have those people processing the trash. In other words, separating what can be processed, separating what has to go someplace else. And so that's when I mentioned about the opportunity to produce jobs, allow people to earn some income. And so I'm looking at the if you're looking at an opportunity where, I guess in your heart, and I think this is where I'm coming from, because one, I want to clean the planet, and two, I want to earn some income. But if there's an opportunity to help someone else earn some income, that's what I'm all about as well. So if you have that type of a heart, so to speak, where not just from business to business, but you honestly want to help other people, or you honestly are concerned about the planet, and concerned about the trash that's being left everywhere, and not have any collection facilities. If that were all put in place, that's a whole series of projects that can be produced from that particular thing. And the reason that I'm excited about it, and I hope you get excited about it as well, is this is a lifelong opportunity, meaning that this is legacy income that you have coming in, because this company is doing what they're doing in terms of setting up the facilities, and more companies are lining up. And so there's more and more people lining up, wanting to get involved faster than Corsair can actually build a facility to find the locations that they need. And so what my job is, and if you decide to get involved as well, is look for those locations where we could possibly put in a facility, and you earn income from that facility. Not only earn income for that facility, but look at all the other processes that go in place to support that facility. The collection places. There's an organization that would come by and pick up those containers, bring them to the facility for processing. You got those individuals separating the trash and making sure that what goes into the unit is clean and dry and able to process that for production on the other side to create that pyrolysis oil. So you've created a whole stream of what I call now livelihoods. And that's something that this company wants to continue to do. Like if you're talking about 2050 in terms of more plastic around in the ocean than there are fish. That's already crazy, because one of my other products that I have, it helps with detoxing the body, because we have a teaspoon of plastic in our system already. And so the other part of that is to do something to detox your body, to get the plastic out of your system. And let's get some plastic out of the ocean. Let's get the plastic out of the landfills. Let's get this plastic. I call it a productive process for plastic collection. Collect the plastic, process the plastic, create the oil, sell the oil, and create a circle. And not only in selling the oil and creating a circle, but for those companies that are providing or adding to the problem, so to speak, and if they want to make sure that their organization is free of those types of pollution issues, then that's when the buying of credits come into process. So they can purchase some credits. The credits will go towards processing the plastic that comes out of the ocean or wherever it's collected. That company basically, by buying that plastic, creates an agreement with Corsair to process that plastic, to process X amount of plastic to represent the number of credits that they've purchased. And that can be an ongoing process because there are more and more entities, there's more and more plastic, there's more and more opportunities to make that change. Not only that, but now that company can put on their products and services or their letterhead or whatever, that they're carbon neutral, because plastic neutral, because they're doing this process and buying the credits and participating in this environment. And with that in mind, there's another organization called Keen Biotech Group, to give you an idea of what becomes a plastic neutral, with them becoming plastic neutral. And I apologize, it's been a long day and I've been trying to get a lot done. And so I apologize for my hesitation on some of these things anyway. But anyway, what I'm saying is that there's a video showing this company and what they're doing to become community-wise beneficial to this environment. So maybe we can show that as well. It's called Keen Biotech.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have another absolutely fantastic day here in Bangkok, Thailand today, as Corsair, together with the Keen Company and Dr. Watson and his amazing team, are here to make an announcement where the entire product portfolio of Keen products has now been made plastic neutral for the year 2025 by using the CSR plastic credit. It is my absolute pleasure to present you for your plastic neutrality certificate. And I really want to thank you so much for all the amazing work that we have already done together and where the future really is. So thank you very much.
Yes, thanks. I am a great pleasure to thank you for you, Corsair, to join with the each other our solution. Clean Energy Group, we are focused in the carbon neutral solution. So plastic neutral also our policy, our strategy to join. So this is our solution. So we can clean, we can save the world, we can maintain the plastic waste, we can for like the sustainability for our industry.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I want to highlight and add to that you and your team, your company are working together with a lot of major clients here in Thailand, and you have done a lot of work over the years for sustainability and the environment in the country. And it is truly our pleasure and honor to be working together with you. So thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Again, I get excited with these companies that are doing what they're doing in terms of cleaning up the planet, making this themselves plastic neutral by purchasing some of the credits. You'll also notice that most of the videos that I've shown, or most of the things that I've talked about, have been in other countries: Bangkok, Malaysia, Finland, but the exciting part, the reason I'm hesitating, the exciting part is the introduction and the opportunities here in the U.S. where we are, and that makes a difference. And the thing that I wanted to show you and talk about, and maybe I'll do it again. I'll do it in one of the other presentations. But they had a meeting this past weekend in New Orleans. Some of my co-founders from my company that I'm with went back to New Orleans. And again, I mentioned before I was invited, but I decided not to go because I had other things to do. But anyway, one of the senators from New Orleans was there. The governor was there, and there's some other people with the group that were there as well, so that they could see this process. And what they've done is basically sat down and said, we want to start this process in the U.S. And so the first location that we'll have is in New Orleans. They've signed the agreement. Everything is ready. They've got the land that's supposed to go on, and there'll be some other facilities on this property as well. But they're going to be building I think it's 8, 9 of the processing units that'll go on this site. What that creates is not only this additional income opportunities in New Orleans, but also it's an additional opportunities for people to earn some additional income. And also it gives us a stake in the ground in terms of what's here in the U.S. To get started. And so this happens to be, it's going to be right on the Mississippi River. And again, like I said, it's already, the agreement was signed. And I'll just say, I look at my notes here. I even have the address of the location on the Mississippi River. It'll be Port English Turn Road in Braithwaite, Louisiana, zip code and everything else. And so there'll be 100,000 square foot per location. And with that in mind, and the excitement about this and the process and the things that they've thought about and how to figure all this out and what's going on, there will even be opportunities that's coming to invest in Corsair, invest in the company itself. And again, I'm talking about generational wealth, and you're creating generational wealth after you're gone, and you could say after you're buried and gone. The planet is still being taken care of. You're still earning income for your family. and you're not even around, but it's because of you made this decision to help clean the planet, to help generate income for other folks, and to help process this oil and look for other companies like this particular company, like King, who want to become plastic neutral and retire some of that plastic process. And so the 539,000 credits that they've purchased, that means that now Corsair will process that amount of plastic to cover the cost of what this company just purchased. And when that's done, the company wants to do more, they can continue to do more and add more processors. But what I'm hoping is that we here in the United States have a lot more opportunities for that. And so with that in mind, and I hope you've enjoyed this presentation today, and apologize for my excitement and hesitation, and because I do get excited about this, because I saw some of the information coming back from that meeting in New Orleans. And so it is exciting. It's an absolutely phenomenal opportunity. But with that in mind, I think our day is done. And again, I want you to have an absolutely fantastic Thanksgiving, I almost said Christmas, Thanksgiving, and continue to be blessed. And like I always say, the best is yet to come. Have a blessed one. Be blessed. Bye-bye.
PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.